Alright, you guys, we're gonna talk about telepathy today. I want to explain the concept of telepathy. So, this video is going to be particularly helpful for those of you who are connected to a soulmate or a twin flame, because the telepathy is the strongest in that soul kind of connection. And I'm going to explain in a moment why. But if you're just interested in telepathy, you can stay tuned. I feel like this is a concept that is, again, just like many spiritual concepts, very deeply misunderstood. People think of telepathy like something that is very sci-fi, out of this world. It's sort of this Star Trek, my mind to your mind, right? And it's not really what it is. So let's dive deeper. Let's explain what it really is and how it really works. So when we talk about telepathy, so thought exchange, thoughts are energy. We talk about this all the time. When we think of something, we are sending energy, right? It is energy. So when we talk about people who are true soul family, so twin flames and soulmates, I'm going to talk generically a little bit, and then second part of this video I'm going to break this down for twin flames because it's really important, and because I'm a divine love reader and part of my mission is to guide twins into union, I feel it's very important on this journey to really understand that. So you guys know that I always say this to you. Your twin flame is the only object in the universe that has the same frequency, right? Your essence, your soul, vibrates on the same frequency. When it comes to soulmates, they vibrate on a very similar frequency. So higher soulmate is going to be very similar. Then mid-level soulmates is going to be quite similar, and there are a few levels of soulmates, right? So the closer you are on the level of that soul family to someone, the closer your frequency will be to each other, right? So when you are on the same frequency, taking that example of twin souls, when you are on the same frequency, it's not like you have the magical power to hear the thoughts of your twin, right? So let's say they're in another room and they're thinking, oh my God, I would eat pizza. And you're like hearing this as an external voice. I know that you're thinking about eating pizza. It's not that. It's just that you're not hearing their thoughts. You are having the same thoughts because you are of one frequency. You are one consciousness, one chakra system. Again, for soulmates, it's going to be very similar, right? So it's like, imagine you're watching a show in a TV and you know that a friend of yours is watching the same show at their house. So then you call each other and you're like, oh my God, did you just hear this woman in the show say this and that? And this friend is like, oh my God, how did you know this? I totally know that she just said that. Well, hello, because we're watching the same show. We're watching the same show. We're tuning into the same channel. We are one or similar consciousness. We are just having the same thoughts, right? So now I want to break this down when it comes to twin flames because it's really, really important when you are on this journey. In the beginning, we don't realize that telepathy is a thing, right? And because we're drowning in our own shadows, insecurities, woundings, right? And our thoughts are partially coming from a place of love, they're partially coming from a place of fear and shadow. It's all a mess. It's all a mess, right? So when you're thinking a thought, and it's not really necessarily as strong of a thought for you, but it's stronger for your counterpart, you take it as your own, because to an extent it is your own, right? And it's like, this is also why we enhance our shadows. The more we are in a state of shadow, we extend that state of shadow for the other person. Because in this connection, this is why in this connection there is no place for mask and for playing games, because you can present as cocky, as bravado as you want. If you have insecurities, I know that you have insecurities because you are me and I am you, and I feel these insecurities and I share these insecurities. And on that level, this is why we say that the feminine leads the way. Exactly that. This is why the feminine has to master the telepathy and really understand the telepathy, right? So in the beginning, you're going to be hearing, yes, it's the same thought, but sometimes certain thoughts, certain wounds are going to be stronger for your twin. So you really need to learn to differentiate, right? Because you may conquer certain shadows first. You may heal from certain shadows first. Certain wounds for you may be not as pronounced, but the fact that they're pronounced for them, you're sharing this energy, and it's enhancing your shadows, right? So when you start to heal as a feminine, you walk more towards your light, towards your independence, towards your sovereignty, towards your divine feminine self, your divine self, right? You strip the layers of your shadows, you find your way back home. Your thoughts become loving, kind, full of love, not just towards your counterpart, but towards yourself, towards everything in this world, right? So you then start to more and more be very conscious of who you are, and you start to separate what energy is your and what is mine. Because despite the fact that we have same consciousness and we are same soul, we are split into two. So we are sovereign beings, right? We are sovereign beings. So in order for this connection to exist, this is also why separation is so needed. And I'll explain you why in a moment. But when you achieve that state that you are so deeply healed and deeply anchored in your essence, who I am, what are my shadows that I've healed and integrated? What did I come here to do and to achieve in this world? What is my mission? What is my essence, right? When you're deeply anchored in that energy, when a thought comes through, you know that it's not your thought. You know it very well. So at the end, I don't want to say at the end of this journey, when you as a feminine, you're already healed, you're balanced, right? And a thought comes to you like, we're never going to be together. You're like, hold on, buddy, okay? Really? Seriously? That's what you're thinking? Because you know very well this is not your thought. So you send him love. You send him, no, my love, it is not true. It is limiting belief. Continue to heal. Continue to transmute that energy into love and into hope, because it's BS, it's nonsense. I know this already. So you're sending him good thoughts, right? And taking a step back, when you're not in that place, what you are sending to each other constantly are thoughts of shadows, right? This is why it's so important to heal. Now, going back to separation, we are one soul, one consciousness, one chakra system, but we are sovereign beings, right? So if we were to be in a relationship without deep healing, without that separation, because we are of same frequency, we share thoughts and we share consciousness, we would become one blended mush, okay? And that's not what we're supposed to be. This is why we have to embark on that separate quest, embark on a journey of separation to really anchor ourselves in our sovereignty. This is who I am. Because we're one, but we're not same. We're sovereign. This is who I am. This is my mission. These were my shadows. These were my woundings that I've healed. These are my points of weakness, and these are mine points of strength. And when you both are really fully anchored in your sovereignty, you can come into union and you become two alone wolves who walk alongside of each other as a pack. You are just extension of each other. You are one consciousness operating in two bodies, but two sovereign bodies, right? And you now know that you're not going to develop codependency. You're going to develop deep, profound soul connection. I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. As always, please like, follow, share, comment. If you feel like you want to develop this quality within you more, feel free to sign up for a session. If you're already a client, let me know that it's something that you want to work through. But you got to be ready. It's not something that we can start practicing from the beginning, but it's the quality of our thoughts that are going to matter here. This is why we always say focus on you, feminine, focus on you, because otherwise you're never going to separate that energy, and you're going to be that blend, that mush, and that's not really the objective of this beautiful journey.